Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, I just got microchipped. I mean vaccine. Yeah, I just got back from getting my vaccine. Anyways, today I got a great show for you guys, and I wanted to talk about the Lakers versus Warriors game that just happened last night. But before we get into that, I just want to make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I would really like to hit 400 subscribers by the end of May. And if you guys want to help me out with that, if you want to help a brother out, leave a like and drop a subscription. And aside from that, let's jump into this video. So as you all know, as the NBA world knows, the play-in tournaments are going on right now, and last night we got a classic for the ages. Last night we got another installation of the highly coveted Stephen Curry versus LeBron James matchups that we were used to. It was very nostalgic and very reminiscent of the late 2010s, in which we got those crazy matchups of Stephen Curry versus LeBron James, Warriors versus Cavaliers. This was exactly like that. This reminded me of that 2016 Christmas game. And like those years gone by, it was a great game. It was an amazing game. This game was an instant classic. The game really came down to the wire, and the Lakers walked away with the win, 103-100. And it was a nail biter for sure. Both LeBron and Stephen Curry played great. Steph did Steph, LeBron did LeBron. LeBron walked away with a triple-double and a W. So I wanted to give my takeaways on what I thought while watching the game, and just my overall thoughts on this game. Because we're not gonna get a lot of these. Like LeBron and Steph, they're aging. LeBron will probably be out of the league in the next 3 years. Steph won't be the same in 3 years. So I really like to savor and enjoy these moments, because we've already gotten so many of these moments in the late 2010s with those Warriors Cavaliers matchups in the finals. And I know for a fact we're not going to get a lot of these. So I'm just trying to appreciate greatness where I see it. And so I want to give my takeaways on this game and just kind of break it down for you guys. The first takeaway I had from this game was that people need to stop disrespecting Andrew Wiggins. All right, the slander, the overlooking him, that needs to stop. Okay, because Andrew Wiggins was great in this game. Put some respect on his name, because he played great, right? This game could have went completely worse for the Warriors. The scores could have been way worse if Andrew Wiggins had not played in this game, because not only did he do a spectacular job playing LeBron James, he held him to, I think, 22 points. Not only did he do that, he also managed to be very productive on the offensive end, and he gave them 21 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he did a great job of guarding LeBron, and that's easier said than done. Hey, LeBron's a freight train, Got a good block on LeBron, didn't let LeBron back him down in the paint. Give respect to Andrew Wiggins. He was definitely the second go-to guy for the Warriors. He was the number 2 guy for the Warriors, and he did a spectacular job of it. I think he really did well, because that's his role. He is great for a number 2 or number 3 option, and I think that's where he thrives, and I think that's why he is so comfortable when you aren't requiring him to be the star, and he can just give you 20 points and clamp down on defense. That's where you get the best out of him, and that was one of the first takeaways I had from this game. The second takeaway I had away from this game was that the Lakers played atrocious, terrible in the first quarter. In the first quarter and in the first half. It was insanely bad. After the first quarter, the 3 best players on the Lakers only combined for a total of 8 points after the first quarter. The Warriors controlled the game, the pace, and the tone of the game for the majority of the time. The Warriors really set the tone. They came out fast. The Warriors came out fast, and they came out prepared, and they came out and they knew the task at hand. They knew it's the Lakers. We need to be on our best game, and they came out and they showed it. And early on, they took control of the game, and they set the pace for the game until the fourth quarter. And in the first quarter, LeBron, Dennis Schroeder, and Anthony Davis only combined for a total of 8 points. That goes to tell you just how marginalized they were. The Warriors marginalized the Lakers, and especially their best players. They really did a number. They did a really good job on them. It could have been way worse, right? But it goes to show you, Warriors knew the task at hand. They understood the task and they did their job. But this got me thinking, for how well the Warriors played against a fully healthy Lakers team, this Lakers team was completely healthy. Drummond, Davis, Schroeder, LeBron, everyone was there. For how well the Warriors managed to play against this Lakers team and to only lose by 3 points, by 1 basket, it got me thinking, the Warriors would have absolutely mopped the floor with the Lakers if Clay had played in this game. And it is no question. I want to see, if you guys want to argue that in the comments down below. But I firmly believe Warriors would have walked away with a win, would have mopped the floor with the Lakers had they had Klay Thompson, just by sheer of what I saw. And here's why I think that. The Warriors only literally played with 8 guys in rotation, and adding Klay would have definitely added to their firepower. They definitely would have been able to put up more than 100 points. That's Klay. And another reason I think this is because of just how the Lakers game plan went. So the Lakers game plan was essentially this: make the Warriors beat us, but do not let Stephen Curry beat us. And here's what I mean by that. They thought going into this game, okay, we know what Steph can do. We know he's very lethal, but that's all they have. Stephen Curry, if Steph plays a bad game, they lose. And they knew that. So they said, okay, we're gonna especially focus on Stephen Curry, and we are gonna make the other team, we're gonna make the rest of the team beat us. But Steph is not going to beat us. But Steph still managed to get 37 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists because he's just Stephen Curry and that's what he does, right? But here's how that would have changed, right? If you added Klay Thompson into the mix and you added him into this game, it would have never worked, right? Because the Lakers wouldn't have had spare defensemen to send after Stephen Curry to double team him, and even in some cases triple team him, because they would have had to keep somebody on Klay Thompson because he's just that lethal. Klay Thompson is a lethal, really lethal offensive player. And remember, Klay Thompson is not only a good offensive player, he's one of the best two-way players in the league. And so the Lakers would have had an even tougher time scoring on the Warriors. Like, I say they were marginalized and they had a tough time scoring and they were bad. The Lakers would have been way worse if Klay had played, because Klay's one of the best defensemen on the Warriors. Remember? He would always guard Kyrie Irving in those Cavaliers-Warriors game, and he's a good defender. And so with him being able to provide more scoring and to supplement more scoring, and then limiting the scoring of the other team, I firmly believe that the Warriors would have walked away with this win. And because too, now that the attention is away from Steph, and we know how Steph works. Steph is always running around on a court. It's hard to keep up with him because he just, even when he doesn't have the ball, he's just running around, right? And now it's harder for you to just focus in on one guy, because you can't. If you focus in on Steph, Klay's gonna give you 36 points. He's gonna give you 40 points, and you're gonna lose. If you now just focus in on Klay, Steph's gonna run around and mess around and give you 47 points. So it would have been way harder on the Lakers. That's why I firmly believe that the Warriors would have completely mopped the floor with this Lakers team. No questions asked. I don't even, there's no questions about that. But you can try and argue that in the comments down below. I'm up for it. And finally, the last takeaway I had from this game is that LeBron is clutch. People have to stop the slander and the narrative of LeBron is not a clutch player. Skip Bayless has to stop his LeBron doesn't have the clutch genes. That's gotta stop, because you all witnessed it last night. LeBron, time winding down. LeBron couldn't see the rim. LeBron hits it. You all saw it from the exact same spot that Kyrie Irving hit that shot in Game 7 in 2016. And Skip Bayless cannot say anything about LeBron because that was exactly the same for Kyrie Irving. And Skip Bayless always goes, oh, Kyrie hit the shot of shots. Well, LeBron hit the shot. He hit the exact same shot with time winding down. So honestly, you have to stop this slander, this narrative that LeBron doesn't have a clutch gene. LeBron is clutch, and this is just one of many buzzer beaters that LeBron has. LeBron has way more buzzer beaters than Michael Jordan or Kobe. So God rest his soul. But LeBron has way more buzzer beaters, and so this has to stop. This is a major takeaway from this game, that LeBron does have a clutch gene. And finally, I think what's going to happen in the future, I think that the Warriors are going to easily beat the Grizzlies, and they're going to face off against the Jazz, and I think they're going to give the Jazz a run for their money. They might beat the Jazz. Like, this Warriors team, if they continue to play like they did last night, they could beat the Jazz. It's straight up, like, they could beat the Jazz. And so, yeah. And the Lakers have their work cut out for them with the Suns. The Suns aren't just going to let you go, right? And it's LeBron and Chris Paul's first time playing each other in the playoffs ever, and I'm here for it, and I'm excited to watch it. But yeah, those were just my takeaways, my thoughts on this game, on this instant classic of a game. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Do you think this was meh? Do you think LeBron is not clutch? He is. And do you think the Warriors would have beaten the Lakers had they had Klay Thompson? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like and drop a sub. And until next time, kids.